Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to be talking about brunette hair care and the 5 best tips to keeping your hair looking healthy and shiny. So as you guys know, my channel is definitely more centered around blonde hair and the maintenance of blonde hair, and the reason for that is because I believe that blonde is so much harder to maintain. There's also so much more that can go wrong with lifting hair than it can with darker shades of hair. And so for that reason, I tend to focus on trying to help you with the issues that come along with being blonde that sometimes I forget to cover the dark hair issues. So the first thing is maintenance of that rich dark hair color. And a couple of years ago, this was a lot more difficult. And today we have so many more products available to us that we can use to maintain that color. Super easy products to use, like hair conditioners by Overtone. There are many companies that do a version of this, but if you were just looking to maintain the richness of your color, you can get a color conditioner in the exact same color that you have and that you want to keep, or you can get something a little bit darker to intensify the color. So my next tip is for brunettes that have gray roots. Now, whether you're doing the color at home or going to a salon to get it professionally done, constantly get asked what is the best way to cover gray. And considering that you're already brunette, you're already at an advantage that using a darker hair color is always going to be best for covering grays. And my tip for this is, so say you are level 5 all over, I would suggest going 1 to half level darker at the root. It's going to be great at completely covering that gray. So if you're ever in doubt, a little bit darker at the root will make the color look a lot more seamless and blended, rather than having a slightly lighter color at the root. And the next tip is to use a high quality hair oil. Believe it or not, I'm super lazy when it comes to the maintenance of my own hair, so I want the daily steps to be down to a minimum. So I like to use a good shampoo, a good conditioner, and a good hair oil. So I feel like in those 3 products, those have to really be doing something for my hair because I don't want to add a ton of other steps. One of my favorites is the Brunette Rejuvenique oil, and this stuff is amazing if you are experiencing hair loss, if your hair is starting to feel a little bit thinner. Applying this to the scalp and to the roots will actually help the follicles be at their healthiest state, meaning that healthier hair can grow out of that follicle. You also can most certainly apply this oil to the ends and mid shaft of the hair, giving it a beautiful shiny look. Not only is it going to give it a beautiful shiny veil, it's also going to penetrate deep into the hair and heal the hair from the inside out. All right, and the next step is to get trims often. And I think definitely blondes are reminded more of this because blonde hair will show split ends and all of that much sooner because the hair is light, tracks light, and it's definitely more obvious on blondes. But it's not to say that if you are brunette to neglect your ends. So a good trim every 2 to 4 months is ideal. Another thing I love to do, and this is for all hair types, is to get a dusting. And what a dusting is the removal of all split ends if they are traveling up the hairline rather than just cutting the ends. This will prevent the split ends from splitting further up and becoming a bigger issue. So just keeping the problem at bay is key. And the last tip has to do with coloring your hair to maintain your brunette shade. I have heard either from friends or clients sometimes saying that in order to get to the brunette shade that they're at, that they used a 30 or 40 volume, and that is so unnecessary. The good news about that is that if you are brunette, you can use a much lower developer, which is a lot healthier and easier on your hair, and you're still gonna get that magnificent color payoff. The lower the developer, the darker the hair gets, and the better it is for the hair. The lighter the developer, the more you can lift the hair, but it is a little bit harder on your hair. So if you're already going darker, stay in the low levels. And of course, this tip is for those of you that are coloring your hair at home. And so a good rule of thumb is if you have gray, use 20 volume, just because you need the hair to open up a little bit more to be able to receive the color. If you don't have any gray and you're really just going darker, use 10 volume. Thank me later. Because you are going to be left with shiny, healthy, beautiful hair and amazing color payoff. All right, guys, and that is it. I will keep it short and sweet for the brunette tips for this video. If there are any other questions that you want to know and any other brunette issues that you're dealing with, please leave them down below. Thank you for all the brunettes watching. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.